Let's just warm up for a second. Even though it's warm outside, I feel we need to warm up. So up, remember we go up and then side to side. And we move only at the waist here, keeping the hips forward. And remember, this is the hips here. And then this part right under the rib cage is the waist, and then the rib cage. So we're trying to move this part only. And then we want to sort of relax the ankles. And as we relax the ankles, then the knees will bend just a little. And it doesn't have to be a lot. You just want the knees bending a little. But you do that by relaxing the ankles. So. And then you want to make sure that your head is pointing up, the middle here. So you don't want to lean too far. Maintain that middle. And the neck up. Shoulders relaxed. And then slow down. Good. Okay, I'm a little warmed up. So we're going to start with the 5 Tibetan breathing exercises. Every week we're trying to do some breathing exercises. And so this is like the elements and the breathing. So the first one, we're in a mountain stance, Wuji posture. And we're loosening the ankles. Our head is up, looking straight. The shoulders are relaxed and rounded. And we just breathe naturally. And the first exercise is the sun, saluting the sun. It's a fire element. And what you're going to do is form a little triangle. And you're going to look overhead into the triangle. And that energizes the spine, the pineal, pituitary, and thyroid gland. So as we look up into the triangle, it should be just above the head. And you want to just gently, at the waist, turn and look into the triangle. You notice if your waist is moving, the knees stay forward. So you're not bending the knees side by side. You're going to hurt your knees. Just at the waist. And then we come back to center. Now we salute the clouds. It's a metal element, good for your lungs and intestines. So we're going to form little beaks with the thumb and the fingers. And they cross at the wrists, and then they come back out, and the beak points upwards. The next element is the tiger's mouth, opening the tiger's mouth. And that's the earth element. And it's supposed to energize the stomach and spleen and the pancreas, these parts in here. So we turn again at the waist, make sure the knees are pointing straight, the hips are straight, the ankles are relaxed. It's like you're holding a ball, and then turn to the side and open the tiger's mouth. And back to center. Now we have scooping the needles from the sea. This is a water element. And what you're supposed to not do is strain or push. It's very gentle movement. So one hand on the kidneys, and then you gently scoop the water up. Keeping the shoulder, don't raise the shoulder. Just very gently change. And back to center. And the last of the 5 elements is the wood element, and we cast out the chi. So it's good for your liver. And essentially what we're going to do is hold the moon between the palms of our hands, energizing the palms. So we relax. And the palms near the dantian. You lower your hand. So those are the 5 Tibetan breathing exercises. As you do the exercise, you just breathe naturally and relax into your breath. Breathing in and out slowly and meditating on each element. So you should visualize the element, the fire element, the metal, the earth, water, the wood. Okay, so we're going to move on to our silk reeling. And the silk reeling is a Chen style exercise in the Chen form, Chen family. And there's various types of movements and various ways to do it. So this is just one way. So we'll try to go slow and see where we come up with here. So the first thing we're going to do is focus and gather. Remember, always maintain the center line, shoulders relaxed, shoulders on top of the hips, hips on top of the knees, knees on top of the ankles. Now we're going to rotate the head side to side. The eyes are going to lead, and then the head follows. And we're going to look down with the eyes, and the head follows, and up to the ceiling with the eyes, and then down to the floor. Now, if you're breathing through the dantian down here, nice full breath in and out, in and out, in and out. Just relax more and more. And back to center. Now we do a head semicircle and down to the chest, rotating the head. Feel the neck muscles relaxing. Back to center. Now we look to the other side. Back to center and lift the head. When we step out, and when you step out, foot front, and then just step out. How far? Just enough. So if you turn to the side, then you have like a 45-degree angle. So you'll notice also that what I'm doing is opening the qua, this circle here. So when I step out, when I turn, then if I relax my ankles, I have this nice qua, and I'm trying to maintain that throughout the exercise. So if I turn, and I'm this way, I turn, the quads open this way. So the first exercise is the shoulder. We relax the shoulder, bring the hand down. We want to maintain the height. So how do we do that? We relax the ankles and lift up on the spine. So we stay at the same height, but we relax. So this part's coming up, this part's going down. So it might be a little difficult, but you get used to it. What you need to do is just relax the spine, just rest onto the ankles, and then reach up for the sky. Okay? If you can't do that, then just relax a little more. That's fine. So see, just a quarter of an inch. That's all you need. Okay, so this is the single shoulder, and we bring the hand and rotate the shoulder around towards the center line. And then we lift the spine, and when we lift the spine, the shoulder lifts. And we're sort of going like over the heel here, and then down. And I'm turning only at my waist towards the center line, opening the quad, and down again. Breathing in, breathing out. Now do the exercise as slow as you can to maintain your breathing properly. So you don't want to rush the breathing. Just because I'm breathing my way, I may not be breathing your way. Or you just don't have to breathe with the exercise because sometimes it gets a little unruly. So you just breathe naturally in and out at your own pace. And now we go backward. And we come back to center, switch sides, step back, open the quad, change shoulders, and rotate. The front foot is actually pushing into the ground. And my hand is not going over past the toes. It's a very gentle movement. Falling and rising. Opening the joints, stretching the spine. And then reverse. And back to the center. Now we do a double shoulder shrug. Relax, maintain the center, lift up. Opening the lungs. Expanding the back, opening the spine, vertebrae. Always take your time, no rush. Reverse. And back to center. Now we step out again. Loosen your fists, and we're going to swing the fists, and then we're going to rise and turn to the center line and open the arms. Back to center, the other side. And back to center. Now we have a single circle. So again, maintaining that center line, the palm comes up towards the center line, and then out, like you're going to touch the wall, the wrist turns. And when the wrist turns, notice what happens to your shoulder. The whole thing is together here. And then you're going to go to the back of the ball and come back up again. I'm also turning at my waist so that I join the lower and the upper body parts. When one part of the body moves, the whole body moves. So if I look at what I'm doing, I can notice the soles of my feet grabbing onto the floor, carrying the energy up to the dantian carrying the energy up through the spine, onto the shoulders, through the arms, into the hands. Don't try to make the movement much more than it is by being very elaborate with the circle. Just do the circle. You don't want to strain any part of the body. It should be nice and smooth. It should be all relaxed. The whole issue here is when you relax, the chi flows. And if you're using too much muscle or strain or pushing, you're constricting the chi. And back to center. I step out. This is called single lazy dragon. And this is the dragon, the fingers. Come towards the eyes, down the center line, and turn. So it's making this circle here. Towards the eyes, and turn. Now when it comes back to the eyes and turns, then I turn away and make the circle. Back to center. And back to center. Now I do a double lazy dragon. The hands are going to come up and around, up and around on both sides. So it's good to take a horse stance and look, turn away, look, turn away. And back to center. Now we do lazy about tying coat. One hand's going to come up, the other hand's going to come down. This hand's going to make a figure 8. Figure 8. Now we come back together, turn the ball, and figure 8 this side. And it's called lazy about tying coat. So imagine a big kimono and you're just tossing it off. Okay. Fold and unfold arms. This one, we're going to bring one hand up, the palm towards the shoulder here, palm out, and then the other arm is going to come straight out. This arm then is going to open up. And then up. So make sure the thumb goes into the palm here. And let's do the other side. And just remember, you don't have to do all of these exercises. If you want to do 3 or 4 or every other one, that's fine too. Just make sure that they're done correctly and then follow through. So you don't have to rush through them, just slow down or do fewer ones. It's up to you. Now we have the palms coming up and down the center line. Actually, this is palms forward, up, and out. Now the next time you come up, stop and reverse. Hands come down to the thighs. Up and down. And let's do the other side. Palms forward, up and out. Lifting the foot stretches like leg. And then up and down. Up and notice how my waist turns. And back to center. Now the palm comes up, center line, and out like you're touching the wall again. Now, double those palms up and down the center line. Reverse. And other side. I think it's easier this way. Okay, I got a little mixed up on that one. I went everywhere, every which way, but that happens. Sometimes I forget what I'm doing, so it's okay. Everything's okay. The next one is dropping arms. And so we're going to make a circle and then lift the arms up, palms up, and then drop. Reverse. And back to center. Now we start working the elbows. So a single elbow, we're going to form a circle here. And the elbow, the back of the hand is going to make the circle, and the circle moves the elbow. Always keep in contact with the torso. Just make a nice circle from the midline of the body, around with the back of the hand. Now we reverse. And back to center to the other side. Notice how the elbow itself makes a circle. So you have a circle with the palm, a circle with the elbow, and a circle with the shoulder. And reverse. And back to center, making double elbow circles. It looks very familiar to the Hun Wan that we did recently for the sun and the moon. Okay, back to center. Now we come to the hard part of the program. And I don't know if I'm going to explain this properly or you'll understand it, but what we're trying to do is we're going to be moving the dantian, and we're going to be moving the little tailbone down there into a circle. And then that circle is going to form a wave. And that wave is going to come up over to the shoulders. And it's going to come down to the wrist and move the hand in a circle. So what I'm not doing is this. What I'm going to do is step out, use the center, the dantian, waist, to move the upper part of the body to come down and move this. So in order to do that, I have to turn the wrist. Okay. Now to turn the wrist, I'm going to turn this. And the movement always starts with the feet pushing down into the floor, pushing the chi up towards the dantian and up the back of the spine to the shoulders. And the shoulder isn't moving that much, but the energy is coming down the arm into the hand. And I reverse. So the whole body is moving, not just the wrist. And that's the object here. Let's try the other side. Admittedly, this one requires a lot of practice. You're not used to moving this to move the whole body. And so there are a lot of exercises we'll get into later where you move the dantian and the energy going in a circle, left to right, and going forward and backwards. But that's for another program. Okay, so now we circle the hips, and we get the little bar here, and we're going to circle. Get to the top, reverse. And back to center and relax. Okay, back to the horse stance, loose fists, and we're going to go side to side. And we're going to whip the wrists. Now you should feel it right here. So the arms really aren't feeling anything. It's the dantian And then the wrists are the flicks right there, pushing and pulling, like it's pulling the rope. Pull the rope. Pull it. Now we circle. And cast off. Maintain the center line. And back to center. Okay, so let's do some punching. Step back. Use fists. One fist forward. And we gently reach out and punch. And you'll notice you'll feel everything at the waist, at the dantian. That's where the energy is coming from. It's not coming from the fist or the shoulders. It's coming right here. Step back to the other side. So in some of these moves, you do have to use some strength because what you want to do is maximize all the muscles and tendons, but you notice you have to do it in a relaxed manner in order to get the benefit. Okay, now we circled the leg here. So we're going to balance on one leg, come up and circle, and then kick sideways, okay? Not here, here, but like that, sideways. Oops, got to get the balance first. Notice that whipping right there, right at the very end. The whole body is relaxed, and then all of a sudden, boom. Okay. Okay, let's take the crouch again, opening the claw. And we're going to put our hands right over the knee, onto the thigh. All the weight is on the palms, not on the knee, just above the knee into the palms. Okay, now we're going to turn the little tailbone in a circle, and that'll move the knee. So the dantian is making a circle reverse. And so what's happening is that the strength, the energy is going to the sides of the knee down into the ground. So you don't damage your knee. Okay, now maintain this position. And we're going to just gently come down. Well, let's do it this way. Let's do it. Bend here, again, above the knees. And then bring the foot out. And bend again. Very gentle. The palms hold all the weight. The other side. And now come down, squat, and rise. And okay, the last exercise we're going to do is gather and shake. So I bring the loose fists to the sides and we shake. Okay, let's bring down 3 columns of Qi. Store the Qi into the Dantian.